Hello, are we live? I hope I am coming through nice and loud and clear for you. My name is Joanne Cooper and I'm going to be doing a demo of Band in a Box, which is very, very exciting software. So I hope you are relaxed at home and you've got yourself some coffee or whatever you like to drink while you're going to be relaxed and enjoy this demonstration. If you could type in your name into the comments, that would be great. Hopefully I can see the comments, and I'll know that there's some people there. I'm just going to give it a minute or so that people can arrive. Right, I can see that I am now live. I'll just give it a minute or so. Give people a chance to come into the stream. In my tiny little home studio in Parkhurst in Johannesburg. So that's where I'm broadcasting from. So I hope that you are looking forward to learning a little bit about Band in a Box. I'm going to run through a couple of things. So why are we here? So you just need to imagine that you have multiple talented professional musicians at your immediate disposal, ready to record 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So imagine you're in that position, and that is a position that you're in with a wonderful world of Band in a Box. Band in a Box is a musical accompaniment package for Windows and Mac, and it's fast gaining momentum as a preferred solution and to provide you with the facility to be able to make radio-ready tracks from the comfort of your home. Completely professional. They are real musicians that have been recorded, and it's not MIDI and it's not sample. So it's real musicians that have been sampled, that have been recorded in a high-quality studio that will play the songs that you want. And you will be able to see a little bit about that as we go through this demo. I'm a singer-songwriter and solo performer, and I've been using Band in a Box for about 7 years. I've recorded and released over 200 songs and 12 full albums using the software and a laptop and a USB microphone, just a very cheap USB microphone. That is really all I've got. So I'm just going to play you a little bit of a recording that I did a while back, just using Band in a Box, so it can give you some idea of what you can do with this software. There's the USB microphone there. So I'll let you into a secret. I'm not playing the ukulele. It's Band in a Box that is playing the ukulele. I'll turn this down a little bit. Love and treat you right. I wanna love you. So I'm not playing any of these instruments. I'm not playing the guitar, the bass, the drums. Band in a Box is providing the backing, and I'm just providing the vocals. So hopefully that gives you an idea of what's possible with this tool. And as you can see, it's produced in this tiny little studio where I'm sitting now. So I'm not actually playing the guitar there, I'm just pretending. So all that backing was done with Band in a Box. So that will give you some idea. My enthusiasm for the product, I produced a beginner's guidebook and accompanying video course, which has been enjoyed by over 300 users worldwide. It was about 2 years ago that I started doing this, devoting my time to helping other people get to grips with this fantastic product. And so lots of people have enjoyed the video course and the ebook that I've produced. So in July this year, I was approved as a reseller of the product, and I'm eager to present it to you today. So what are we going to look at in today's session? We're going to get to know the band in a box interface. We're going to get to know the chords. We're actually going to make a band in a box backing track from scratch, all the way through. So while we're doing that, you will get to see what its capability is. So we're going to choose this, get the chords. We're going to choose a style. We're going to capture the name, the start and end, the number of choruses, the key, the chords, the tempo. Then we're going to change the key so that you can make it into the key that suits your voice the best. We're going to experiment with style and tempo. So I'm going to show you some of the versatile features of band in a box in terms of style and tempo. Then we're going to swap out specific instrument tracks and make them play only in certain sections of a song. And then we're going to add lots more instruments and then add an instrumental solo. Then we're going to add some backing vocals to our backing track. Then I'm going to show you very briefly how to use stops and holds to add interest to your arrangement. And then finally, I'm going to add lyrics to your band in a box file so that you'll get scrolling chords and lyrics within your band in a box file. Then I'm going to do a very brief introduction to recording a live instrument or vocals. It's because it's a very, very in-depth conversation that we would embark on if we were going to try and cover that in depth. So I'm going to just introduce you to that concept. And then finally, I'm going to show you the summary of the pricing. Okay, so I am going to show you the band in a box interface. So this is what it looks like out of the box. And it's divided really into a few different sections that you will be interested in. So this is your menu bar, and it's got your standard menu items, similar to any Windows. So all of the functions that you can do within band in a box, you can access via the menu functions. Then these areas that you see here. So I'm just going to turn on my pointer focus software so that you can see my see Roger's trying to get in. No luck. Sorry, Roger is trying to tune in here, so I'm trying to get him on. Let me just forward this link to him. Okay. I'm just going to send Roger the link. Okay, so I can see that people are sorry. I'm not having much luck here. I'm just sending Roger the link. All right, let's see if he can come in. So I'm just starting my band in a box pointer focus software so that you can see my mouse. So here you see the menu area that I was talking about, which is your standard Windows menus that you can access all the functions in band in a box using those. And then these areas here are banners, so they're really shortcuts for the menu area. So I tend to use the banners. I sort of mix and match. Sometimes I'll use the menu areas. Sometimes I will use the banners. But it just depends on your workflow, what you're trying to achieve. Then sorry, I'm being distracted here. I'm just trying to see. Then these are your actual instrument tracks that you can see here. So for the style that I've currently got selected, I've got a bass and a guitar and a drums and a guitar 1, a 2 and a mandolin. And these are your tracks. So you can right click on those tracks and you can get various options. And you can see here that the tracks are again repeated here in a mixer window. So you can do much more with the tracks in this area. And then these are your banners, and then this is your song area over here. So you can basically put in the title of your song. So I'm just going to type in Amazing Grace, because that's the song we're going to look at doing a backing track for. And then this is basically saying that the song starts at bar 1 and ends at bar 32 and then repeats 3 times. And that's basically saying that section of the song, 32 bars, is identical and it will be repeated 3 times. So that works fine if you have got a song that's got a very structured, the structure is the same all the way through the choruses. But if you have different structures, like maybe you've got a bridge in the middle of the song, then you maybe don't want to do that. So I generally just set the choruses to 1 and then set this to something arbitrary, 200, to give me enough space to work in. This feel is even 16, and you can basically have even 16, even 8, or swing 8 and swing 16. And this will get set depending on the style that you choose here. And we'll see there when we select our style how it selects the feel. Then this is the time signature, and you've got your standard 4/4 times, or 3/4, or 6/8, and again it will be set by the style that you select. Then this is the key. So Dan in a Box always defaults to C, but you can change it to any other key there, and I will show you that a little bit later. And then this is the tempo of your song. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we are going to go and get the chords. So I'm going to show you how to make a backing track for the song Amazing Grace. So what I will first do is go and try and find some chords for Amazing Grace. If I've got some printed out or in a book or something, I can use that, but otherwise I will use a site called Ultimate Guitar to go and actually find the chords of a song that I'm trying to make a backing track for. So you see here I've got quite a few different versions, and I will generally select the version that's got the most stars, and I will usually look for the simplest version to start with, and then put more complex chords in at a later stage. So let's have a look at these chords. So this looks like it's G, G7, C, G. So that looks fairly simple. So I'm pretty happy that I can make a backing track with those chords. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look for a suitable style that I want to use for my backing track. So I'm just going to pull down the style browser, and I just press the clear button to get rid of any filters that you might have here. Then this is a familiar song database. So if you type in the name of the song that you're trying to cover, what it'll do is it'll look up various different versions of the song. So in its songs database, it's got 2 different versions of Amazing Grace, and then another one, Amazing Grace and My Chains Are Gone by Chris Tomlin. So I can double click that, and what Band in a Box will do is it will give me all the styles that it thinks will be suitable for you if you are trying to do a American traditional of Amazing Grace. So if I double click this one, which is Andrew Jackson, it gives me a different set of styles. You see that the styles changed. And if I double click this one, it gives me another set of styles. And you'll see immediately that when you click through these ones, this Amazing Grace American Traditional is 3/4 timing, and it's even 8. Okay, so those are the styles that it's recommending for that version of the song. The Alan Jackson one, it's also a waltz and also even 8. But if you press the Amazing Grace My Chains Are Gone, you see you get a 4/4 timing, and it's even 16. So it will depend on what version you're trying to recreate. So I'm going to say, for what we want to do, we want to do the American traditional. So you just double click that, and it brings you up all these styles inside it that that would suit that version of the song. So you just double click it. Try another one. It's a nice Celtic harp waltz. Let's try this one. There's even a Spanish siesta gentle waltz. Okay, so you get the picture there. You can try and select whatever you fancy. So I'm going to choose this one because that sounds very interesting. It's only got a couple of instruments though, so let's find something that's got a few more instruments. So I'm going to select that one, and I just press OK. Now you see what it's done is it's put the style in here, okay, and it's put all the instruments that were in that style in the instrument in the mixer area. So you can see this style, this slow Celtic cello waltz, had a bass, a piano, drums, guitar, and a cello in it. So now I'm fairly happy that I've got a basic style for Amazing Grace. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to start typing in the chords. The first thing I must do is just change the key, because I know that this version of Amazing Grace that I'm trying to build, the key is G. Okay, so I'm just going to take the chords and I'm going to type them in: G, G7, C, G, G, G7, C, G, and some G, 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 D, G, 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 two G's probably, two D's, and then G, G7, C, G, G, G7, C, G, and then A minor, D, G. Sorry, E minor, D, G. E minor, D, G. E minor, D, G, G. Okay. Now I'm going to play that, and it's going to play those chords of Amazing Grace, and I can hear what they sound like and check that I've got the chords in the right place for the backing. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found, was blind, but now I see. So that sounds quite good for a first stab. I think it's a little bit low for my voice, so I'm going to take it up to A. I'm going to take it up a whole step, and you see by changing the key here, it automatically transposed all the chords into the key of A. So now I know that the chords for Amazing Grace are the same for the chords for the chorus and for the verses. You can see here it's got the same chords. So Amazing Grace, there's the verse, the chorus, and then a verse, and then another chorus and a verse, but they're all exactly the same chords. So with this one I can just actually copy and paste. So I just press Control C and then Control V, and I can do that however many repetitions I want to have in my song. So say I wanted 3 choruses and 2 verses, I would just paste it 5 times. So we've got one, so we've got a chorus there and a verse, and then a chorus, and then a verse, and then a chorus. So I want the song to end on bar 82, so I just select the end as to bar 82, and you see there what it's done is it's put 4 bars of A as an outro. Okay, so now what I will generally do, these blue little markers that you see on the left hand side, what they are is they are markers marking the beginning of your choruses and your verses. And there's 2 basic part markers that you get in Band in a Box. The first one is blue and the second one is green. The green part markers generally have busier drum pattern than the blue part markers. So what I will do is I will change the verses. I will use blue markers for the verses and green markers for the choruses, because it's generally a little bit busier. So I'm just going to change those to green part markers for the choruses. And you can see here that I've got a chorus, a verse, a chorus, a verse, and then ending off with one chorus. So that's a good starting point for Band in a Box. I could just leave that and start recording my vocals if I wanted to. But the real power with Band in a Box is just being able to change anything about a song. So you can change the style completely. So say I want a harmonica country ballad. I can just choose that country ballad, and you see there it changed all the instruments in line with whatever's inside the style. So that is, PG Music has decided that the Cavern harmonica country ballad will work nicely with the bass, a piano, drums, guitar, and harmonica. Okay, and so now the question comes in is what happens if I want to swap out? So if I don't want this guitar, but I want something else. Maybe I want a pedal steel. Okay, so I can just right click on this guitar, and I can type in pedal steel. Press update. Okay, so now Band in a Box brings up all of these real tracks that it has got inside its package. Now what these are is, these artists, Eddie Dunlap, has gone into a studio and he has recorded himself playing pedal steel, 2 bars of pedal steel, and through some fancy programming, Band in a Box can take those 2 bars that Eddie Dunlap has played and transpose them and stretch them and shrink them according to the key and the tempo and the structure that you have made for your song. So these are real artists here that have actually recorded these tracks, and that's where Band in a Box differs from a lot of other tools, because a lot of other tools will use MIDI, which is the computer generated sounds, and then others will use samples, which is individual notes that musicians have recorded on a pedal steel. So this is a whole phrase that these artists have recorded. So what I would do if I'm looking for a pedal steel track to go in with my song, I would look for something with a tempo of around about 100, because I know my song has got a beats per minute of 100, so you want to find something as close to 100 as possible. And you also want a waltz. Okay, you don't want a 4/4 pedal steel in your waltz song. So I would look for a pedal steel waltz. So I'm just going to type in waltz here. Okay, and it's going to give me all the waltz tracks that it's got there. And I know that my song is an even one as well, so I'm going to look for something around about 100 120 is still fine. Pedal steel. So I just double click it, and it will solo play that pedal steel. So I can decide that that's the one I want, and I just press OK. And you see there, it's swapped out the guitar for the pedal steel. Okay, so it's taken that pedal steel that person's played, and it's put it into your backing track. So if I play the backing track now, you'll be able to hear the pedal steel coming through. I'm just going to mute muted the harmonica and the piano there so you could hear the pedal steel. Okay, so now say that your pedal steel is really is a solo instrument, and you don't want it all the way through the song. You just want it to play in a certain section of the song. So you can tell Band in a Box that you only want the pedal steel to play. Say you only wanted it in the last chorus. Okay, what I would do is I would just right click on this on the bar, the first bar of the song. Choose bar settings, okay, and then I'm going to take the pedal steel and I'm going to mute it from bar 1. Okay, so that mutes that pedal steel, and now I only want it to start playing in bar 67. So I just right click, go to bar settings, and say find the pedal steel and go back to normal. So now if I play from bar 63, you'll hear that there's no pedal steel in bar 63, 64, 65 and 66, and it only comes in on bar 67. So Band in a Box is busy regenerating all its tracks here, so it does take a couple of seconds. So here comes the pedal steel. And say I wanted it to stop playing in the outro, I could right click on that outro, press bar settings, and say mute the pedal steel again. So then what's going to happen is the pedal steel will play for bar 67 through to 82, and then it won't play in bar 83. So what Band in a Box does is it puts this little red line here to show you that it has made some bar setting changes. So you can add different instruments to come in at different bars. Now, if you want more instruments, you want another instrument that wasn't even in the style, you can add more instruments if you want. So I'm just going to right click on the melody track, and I'm going to go select real tracks, and let me just find all the waltz real tracks that we've got in Band in a Box. So we've got fiddles, we've got mandolins, electric guitars, pianos, nylon string guitars, accordion, guitar resonator, banjo, all sorts of cellos, organs, all sorts of instruments that I can choose to put into my song. So say I want a mandolin. I'm going to try and find a mandolin waltz real track. There we go, there's one. Okay, so say I like that track, I'll just press OK. Just press it, return, and you see here what it's done is it's put the mandolin into Band in a Box. Okay, and you can build your tracks that way. So now say I wanted a backing vocalist. What Band in a Box has done is they've created a whole lot of backing vocal tracks as well. So I'm just going to type in vocal. Press update. Now you see what they've got here. They've got a whole lot of 3-part harmonies and gospel choirs. So we've got male, female, pop oohs and ahs, all sorts of background vocals, all sorts of background vocals that you can choose from. So I'm just going to select this one, which is pop male. Solo that. So it's taking a little bit of time here. Any minute now. Oh, okay, not getting that one. Let's try a different one. I'm not too sure why it's not. Oh, there we go. It sounds a bit odd on its own, but when you insert it into the song, you'll get the picture. So I just press OK. Just press return. And you see here it's put vocal oohs and ahs into this track here. So now if I play, you will hear the vocal oohs and ahs coming through on the back track. Hey. We're going to take it back to G. I can't sing that in A. Take it back to A, C. Try and sing this, see if I can sing along to this. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. So you can hear those vocal R's coming through. Now again, if you only want the vocal R's to play in the last chorus, I just go right click on the bar, on the first bar, go bar settings, and then I mute the vocal R's and I bring them in where I want them to come in. So say I only wanted them to come in bar 67, just right click there, go to bar settings, and make the vocal oohs and ahs back to normal. So now you will hear the vocal oohs and ahs come in from bar 67 again. It's just taking a little bit of time here because it's regenerating. Now the ahs. Can't hear them. Here they are. Absolutely amazing that they've got that. Okay, so now say I'm happy with this backing track and I want to record my vocals. Recording vocals is a big subject, and you know it really is quite complicated to get going with it. What I can say is that if you have got a microphone or a audio interface, just record with what you've got to start with, and then as time goes by, you can upgrade your microphone. But it's always a good idea just to get going with what you've got. The minimum that I think that you need in order to record vocals is a USB microphone. I've got a Samsung, don't know where it is now, it's packed away somewhere, but it's a Samsung Meteor USB microphone. So with that, you just plug the microphone directly into your computer and it will download all the drivers and everything that you need in order to record your vocals. So a lot of the songs that I've recorded and released have just been with a $100, 1,000 Rand USB microphone. My latest microphone is this one. Hopefully you can see it. It's a Rode that I bought from the Music Connection a couple of months ago. But and I've got a Focusrite audio interface, but you don't need hugely fancy microphones to start with. You know, just get going with what it is. But it's very, very easy to record audio with Band in a Box. So as soon as you've set up your microphone, you just press this little button here, record audio. Okay, and you can see here that it's got the levels. Okay, I probably need to bring this a little bit closer to record. And you can see there it's recording the levels, so I can play around with the levels. You obviously don't want it in the red. You don't want it touching the red at all. You can have it just kissing this yellow, but you should never have it in the red. So you can test it there. Amazing grace. So those levels look all right to me. As long as they're not in the red, then I'm happy. So I can just hit record, and I will record my audio. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found, was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart. Okay, that's enough of that. So I'm just going to say yes, I'm going to keep that take. And you see here what it did is it put this orange track here, which is the audio that I've just recorded. So whether it's an instrument or vocals or whatever, it's got a whole track here for your audio. And you can actually edit that in the same way as you can edit in things like Audacity as well. So if you want to actually edit that audio, you can do that. But for now, I'm just going to play you what I've just recorded. I'm sorry, the quality will not be fantastic. I usually warm up my voice a little bit or something like that before I start singing. Here we go. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. So I've got the whole song now. I just want to show you quickly that if you don't remember the words, okay, so you don't want to keep going back to like Google to try and find the lyrics or print out the lyrics. There's a way in Band in a Box that you can just put in the lyrics into a song. So I'll just show you quickly how I do that. So I normally just go and find the lyrics, google.com. So I'm just gonna Amazing Grace lyrics, okay, and I'm just gonna copy the first verse and the first chorus. And what I do is I put it into Notepad, okay, and what you do is you just put it in the right format so that each word, each bar of words are on its own line. So amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. Like me, I think it's like that. I once was lost, but now am found. Was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear, the hour I first believe. Okay, I might not have it 100% right, but I'll show you. You get the picture. So now I've just put each bar full of words on its own line. So if I just Control C and I go back to Band in a Box and just double click in this little blue area above the chord, and I press Control V. You see what it's done here is it's put the lyrics into the actual Band in a Box song. So if I play this now, Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now. So that's how you can put your lyrics into the song if that's what you want to do. Now I just want to show you quickly that the Windows version of Band in a Box comes with a free DAW called Real Band. Okay, so if I save this file, what it does is it saves it as an SGU file. So at Amazing Grace, it'll save it as an SGU file. Then I can open that file in Real Band, which is the DAW that comes free with the Windows version of Band in a Box. So if you buy the Windows version, you don't actually need anything else to produce the music, to mix, to add different instruments, to do whatever you want to do. You can do that inside Real Band. So I'm just going to open quickly that SGU that I just saved. Amazing Grace SGU. Open that. It does take a bit of time on the first time you do this because it has to do quite a lot of work. So I'll just, while that's busy generating, I'll just talk a little bit about the difference between Real Band and Band in a Box. So you can see Band in a Box, you really are limited to 8 instruments at one time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 instruments and 1 audio channel at the same time. You can program Band in a Box to play different instruments on different bars, but you can't have more than 7 instruments playing at the same time in Band in a Box. But in Real Band, which is a DAW, you can have up to 48 different tracks that you can play with. So it's really unlimited in that respect. So what I normally do with Band in a Box is I will set up the structure of my song inside Band in a Box, because it's very, very easy and quick to change the style, to change the key, to change the tempo, to change any of the chords. It's very, very quick to do that in Band in a Box. So I generally will finalize the structure of my song inside Band in a Box. And once I'm happy with that, then I will save the SGU and open it in Real Band, and that's when I will go and record my audio, record my vocal and generate harmonies inside Real Band. So that's generally my workflow. But if you are familiar with another DAW and you are working with another DAW, you can just export all of these tracks to their own WAV files and import those into your DAW. Plus now the latest version of Band in a Box does work as a plugin. So you could run this as a plugin in your normal DAW. So to do exactly what I've just shown you inside your DAW. So if you do Studio One or Logic or whatever, you can run Band in a Box as a plugin inside your DAW. I use Real Band as my DAW because I haven't really found a reason to change. But you see what it's done here is it's opened up the Band in a Box session, and it's got all the instruments here, and there's my vocal that I just recorded. So I can solo that and you'll be able to hear Amazing Grace. And because Real Band now has got 48 different tracks, you can add as many different instruments as you want. So 48 different instruments, okay? You see you've got your chords here as well. So this is a very unique thing with Band in a Box and Real Band. You've got all your chords and your tracks. So when you generate a new track, if I select this whole track and I want to generate, say I want, I don't know, let's say a flute. Say I wanted a flute in the last chorus. I just type in flute, update. Okay, so this is the swing. I don't know if I'm going to find a waltz. Let me see, waltz. Update. Okay, there's no flute waltzes, but I'll just use another one. So say I wanted the synth. I wanted that. I just press OK. And what Band in a Box will do is it's generating that synth track into track number 16 inside Real Band. So I could carry on doing that for 48 tracks if I wanted to. It does take a little while. You can see here it's saying 70, 95, 100% finished. So there we have the flute, and it's now generated those to fit. It does sound a bit weird. To fit these chords. Okay, that's definitely going to sound a bit weird, so I'm just going to mute that. Okay, and what I can do is I can record as many takes of the vocal as I want, and I can create what is called a composite vocal track from this. Another thing that you can do inside Real Band or in Band in a Box is generate harmonies. So to generate harmonies, I just select the whole track that I want to generate harmonies for. And you go generate audio harmony, and you harmonize to the chord symbols of the song, and say I want one up and one down, and I want to put it in multiple mono tracks, and I want to start at bar, I think we were up track number 17. You just press OK. Down, and then press generate. Now what Band in a Box will do is it will generate harmony tracks for you from this lead vocal that I sang. And I'll show you those. It's still busy generating. It's going to take a couple of minutes here just to generate. If there's any questions, you're welcome to type them into the chat, and hopefully if there's time I'll be able to answer any questions that you might have. I'm just going to check here. So still, it does take a little bit of time to generate these harmonies. It's doing quite a bit of work. Sorry about that noise in the background. It's my dog. He's trying to climb up onto the bed and he's too short to climb up, so he can't. So I seem to have got stuck somewhere here. I have definitely got stuck. I'll just give it a couple more moments to see if it's going to come back to me. I think I've pressed too many keys now. I've definitely pressed too many keys. It's going to take a while to catch up. So while that's going on, I can't even do anything here. I've been pressing too many keys. Okay. Oh dear. We have now befuddled my whole computer with doing that. I shouldn't have tried that. Okay, there we go, we're back. So you see what it's done here is it's generated 2 harmony tracks. There's one up and one down. So if I just solo those, and I'm going to put in my my lead vocal as well, just so that you can hear what the harmonies sound like. And I press play. Saved a wretch like me, I once was lost, but now I'm found. So you can generate those harmonies, you can edit them, you can do whatever you like with those harmonies. What I sometimes do is I actually learn to sing those harmonies, and then I record myself singing those harmonies that Band in a Box has generated. So that's a way of very, very quickly putting harmony onto your song. So I think that about covers everything that I wanted to talk about. Let me just check that I've talked about all of these things. Okay, the only thing I haven't talked about is putting stops and holds. I'm going to show you how I do that inside Real Band. So one of the ways, to add interest to your song is to have long strums that the instruments play. So, sometimes like when the band starts out, you might have somebody doing one long strum on, say, the mandolin while the rest of the band plays. So if you just right click the track that you want to regenerate for, and I just type in here A 1 2 3, A7 1 2 3, and a D 1 2 3, A 1 2 3. What that does is it generates the mandolin with stops and holds. So I'm just going to play it for you without the stops and holds. Okay, now if I just regenerate that track, what it's going to do is it's going to put one long strum of the mandolin in those first few bars. So you see here it's busy generating, so it's nearly done 100%. So you see there what it did was it put nice long strums in there. Just one strum per bar. So I can do that for any of the instruments in my track. So if I just wanted the bass just to do one long bass note pluck, then I could do that. So I think that covers most of what I wanted to chat to you about. I think I've talked about all of this stuff. If there's anything in particular that you want me to look at or explain in any detail, then I will do so with pleasure. Otherwise, I'm just going to talk a little bit about the pricing. So you can buy this at the Music Connection. And the pricing is, the entry-level version of Band in a Box is a 15 gig download, and it's 1,928 Rand. And what that comes with is 300 real tracks. When you saw me just now, I was showing you all the real tracks that were inside Band in a Box. And that's the real difference between the different versions of this product. So the actual functionality of the product is exactly the same, whichever version you buy. The actual things that you can do inside the software. The real value comes with these real tracks and real styles. So the entry-level one just gives you 300 real tracks, but those are all fairly well-known styles in there. There's like country, jazz, pop, your main ones. And then the next level up is the Mega Pack version, which is a 26 gig download, and that is 4,021 Rand, and there's 500 real tracks in that one, and 300 styles. So you get more options in terms of the instruments that you can choose and styles you can use. Then the next level up is the Ultra Pack version, which is the version that I have. So when you saw all those styles and real tracks that I was demoing on the Ultra Pack version. Now there's 2,700 real tracks. So that is everything that that you can get inside the version is in the real tracks. and that is 7,011, and it's 120 gigs download. So you've got to have quite a big internet pipe to get that downloaded. Otherwise, you can order it on a hard drive, and you need to add $75, and they will ship it from Canada to South Africa, and you just pay a little bit of duty when UPS delivers it if you can't download 120 gigs, or you don't have space on your hard drive for 120 gigs. So those are the three main versions that I sell and are available at Music Connection. There is an audiophile version which comes with high quality versions of the real tracks, so they're all WAV files, and you can request a price on that, or and I'll guide you through how to go about buying that, but I don't stock that. The Band in a Box comes with 100% no questions asked, 30-day money back guarantee, so there's absolutely no problem. If you decide it's not for you, we will show you how to deinstall it and give your money back within 30 days. Absolutely no problems. The Windows version of Band in a Box comes with the free DAW Real Band, which I demoed to you. The Mac version does not come with Real Band. So if you're interested in Real Band, then I would suggest the Windows version. There is a way of running the Windows version on to run the Windows version on a Mac computer by partitioning the drive in some way so that the Mac thinks that it's a Windows PC for that software. So there is a way of doing that if you want to buy the Windows version, so that you get the free DAW Real Band. But if you use another DAW, then you probably don't need Real Band. You can just use Band in a Box as a standalone and either use it as a plugin, or export the generated tracks and import them into your DAW. So if there's anybody would like a one-on-one demo and has some questions that they have, please just drop me a line, or my email address is joanne@joannecooper.co.za. If you just Google Joanne Cooper, you will find it on Google, and you'll be able to contact me through my website. So just drop me a mail if you have questions, and I'm happy to give one-on-one demos of this product to whoever wants. I can do it via YouTube in the same way as I've just done this demo. So we can do it in the evenings or whenever it suits you, and wherever you are in Joburg. So it's very, very easy for me to do that. Right, so that's it. Thank you very much, and please drop me a line if you've got any questions. Thanks. Bye.